I am going to be removing the seats. We're going to put those back, don't worry. And I'm going to be painting the roll bar. I think a different color, gray?
Yeah.
A darker gray?
Might be lighter.
Okay. Some color gray.
Better finish.
And then maybe just cleaning it up a little bit.
Alright, now that the seats are out and everything is stripped out here, going to get this roll bar finally painted. It's been in here just barely primered for probably 5 or 6 years now. So get some paint mixed up and we'll get that all painted up nice. As I mentioned previously, I'm changing the car from prepared class to cam class. One of the few rules for cam class is a finished interior. So this is not going to cut it. So I just got the last piece to the puzzle. So I just got in brand new carpet. So we'll get that installed in there. So this is pre-cut carpet for the car. It doesn't have the back matting, so it's actually quite light. So it's only about 20 pounds, so it won't add too much weight, so that's kind of nice. So luckily I'm a pack rat, so I still have all the factory interior to go back in after it being out for probably 7 years. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get this back installed. All right, so a quick tip for installing brand new carpet, other than start with a race car interior so you don't have any carpet in there. I'm gonna get this pulled out, throw it outside to sit in the sun. That will help it just kind of conform when we go to put it in. Then in the meantime, I'm gonna start putting in all the other panels and hopefully they all clip back in as they're supposed to be. All right, so I already ran into the first problem. The roll bar is in the way of this bottom piece, so I'm gonna have to come in and cut this guy off, but it looks like the rest of it should hopefully kind of fit up in there, I think. So let me get that guy cut off and then finish fitting her in. All right, problem number 2. While there is enough room for this in between the roll bar and the body, there's not enough room for me to slide, because this it kind of slides over the body right here, so I'm not able to actually, so I need to have it forward and then push back. Yeah, there's not enough room to do that. Kind of sucks because that would kind of give it a nice clean edge, because it would cover this body line. So I guess I'm just going to have to cut down this line, cut it off. Kind of how it goes. Still a race car, so it doesn't really need to have all the trim and finish that would be expected. This isn't quite working out as easy as I was hoping. Yeah, when the roll bar was put in, there was no interior, and there was no plan to put interior back in at the time. So it was a nice tight fit interior. Yeah, this outer bar actually comes down onto the lower door sill or something like that, where some of them, if they got body panels, I think they come down to the floor. To make the driver's side fit, I needed to cut this lip off, trim this bottom curve piece off, cut off this these tabs that kind of lock it in. I had to cut off this aligning pin up here, but I was able to leave the clip on the top, so I was able to actually lock in the top. So that's good. There's some more areas that kind of help lock it in, so it won't be flimsy and moving around or shaking. It might have some vibration, but race car, so don't care. So let me do the same modifications to this passenger side, and then I'll get that one installed. Alright, so the carpet doesn't have any cuts in it, so we'll have to go around and cut out all of our spots for seat belts, for the seats, for the handbrake, for the shifter. Well, that sucks. Didn't think about that. The friggin' door panel is now hitting the cage also. So yeah, this I mean, when I went to put this, like I said before, this cage was made for a stripped out interior. It specifically said that, so I shouldn't be surprised that putting the interior back in is causing a whole bunch of interference. So now I'm gonna, I guess, cut out this corner. Probably gonna have to cut up quite a bit. I'm gonna have to cut out this corner of this door panel to freaking clear. Hopefully it clears up here at the top once it latches. I don't know. We'll have to see. So let me cut it up and we'll see how it goes. If I don't like it, or maybe down the road I can do like a more of a flat race car type of panel or something. Alright, I'm in here working on the rear seat delete. So just using some cardboard. So I'm going to have a panel that's kind of like this in the back. And then I'll do a little panel that will cover the top portion. So then that's how I'll get it around the roll bar in the back. And then for the bottom one, and for attaching it, I'll just use the push pins that go in here. So I'll have 2 push pins on this lower, and then up here is some bolts. So I'll put some bolts in, 2 bolts right up there at the top. And then for this one, I'll have a push pin over here, and then I'll drill another hole for a push pin up here. So the little corner piece will be held in by 2 push pins. The larger panel will be held in by 2 push pins each side, and then 2 bolts up in the top. Then for this lower section, I'm going to have it kind of cover the carpet right here, and it'll be attached in this beam here. We'll go back and just probably rest on like the trunk portion, and then that other piece will come down and meet it. I don't think I'm going to attach the 2. We'll kind of see how. I think having this one down and this one kind of going underneath of it should hold it down nice and tight. So that's the plan for that, and then it will be bolted or probably screwed into here or push pin. I'm not quite sure. And then so I've been also working on making a template to kind of go around for this lower piece that will kind of go around the panels here on the side. So I wanted to try to get a nice tight kind of finished look on it. So I'll be using a sheet of ABS plastic, 1/8 inch thick, I believe it is. I'll measure it. But yeah, I have a full 4x8 sheet of ABS plastic, which I will use for these 2 pieces. And that should give it a nice finished look. So part of CAM class also is that it needs to be, finished interior. All the metal kind of needs to be covered. Some other things that people have done for doing like a rear seat delete, other than just going out and buying one, because they do make them, they've used carpeted. They've taken the carpet from maybe the carpet from the trunk and used that to kind of cover it. That is an option. I don't think the carpet I have will match this carpet that I put in, since this is a different color than what was originally in the car. But I kind of like the look of the finished out plastic. I think it will look good, so I'm gonna go forward with that. So kind of got my templates made up, trimmed up mostly, and I'll do kind of finished trimming on the plastic itself. So I'm gonna get the plastic cut out and then start fitting these panels in. All right, got the panel cut out of plastic. So here's the bottom one. So it'll kind of go up at an angle like that, I think. Could maybe try to heat it up and maybe put a little bit of a bend into it. Not sure. And then this guy will go in just like that. Here's the rear panel. If I bring it down, actually I might do that. Bring it this. I got a little bit of extra on the top, so I might just bring that down, which leaves a little bit of a gap underneath those, but it covers this gap down here a little bit better. Yeah, the rear seat delete is looking pretty good. I like it. We'll give it the car a nice finished look. Still need to make the little quarter panels up there, and then the back is pretty much done. The only thing that I couldn't find is the top bench area or whatever they want to call it under the rear window. I don't have that piece anymore, so I think I'm just going to leave it red for right now. It really doesn't look good, but I will get another one of those from probably a car at a junkyard at some point. The next trip that I go, I'll try to find one of those, 'cause these cars are pretty common to find in the junkyard. interior is done. So it turned out really good. Got the rear seat delete back there. So I still need to figure something out for that rear tray back there. But overall, the interior is done. Got the quick release steering wheel done. So if you missed that install of that, Ashley installed that for me. She did a good job. Got the door panels in. We even got the rear panels. Got the glove box, because why not? Alright, so you might be saying, hey, you've put all this weight back into the car, now it's going to go slower. And that is true, I have put weight back into the car. I did weigh most of the panels when I put them back into the car. So I'm estimating that it's probably around 100 pounds that I put back in. So it's a considerable amount of weight. So it just means that I need to try to find other places to remove that weight. So with KMT, the minimum weight is 3,000 pounds. I know the car was right at 3,000 pounds when it had the stripped out interior. I did not have the rear torque arm at the time. So the torque arms probably added a little bit of weight, and then added an interior has added some weight, and then the splitter has added some weight. I have removed some weight with the front bumper, and then I've removed the rear bumper. So it's all kind of a balancing act. So I think the car will probably be maybe around between 31 to 32. So that's it for the interior. I'm quite happy with how it turned out overall. It's not factory fresh, but it's really good for what the car is going to be used for. See you guys on the next one. Later.